It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Rescue Towing and Command Family Medicine. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We have fantastic news that I get to deliver in the weather department today. And this morning, we are waking up with temperatures that are quite comfortable. We're in the low 60s area wide. The radar is still showing a few showers and even a couple of rumbles of thunder. That'll be possible through about 10 a.m. And then I really think most of the daylight hours on Friday are dry. It should be a beautiful day with high temperatures landing in the low 80s. I have 82 degrees for the forecasted high temperature in Springfield. A lovely day, and even better conditions are heading our way for the weekend. I mentioned this opportunity for a few showers, isolated thunderstorms just for the morning drive. Most are dry this morning, and we will be watching the radar really lighten up over the next couple of hours. North winds do kick in this afternoon. A cold front moving through the Ozarks, allowing for a north breeze. May feel a little bit windy at times. In fact, I think we could see gusts to 20 miles an hour today. Partly cloudy skies in the forecast, and I think most folks will also land in the lower 80s. So quite comfortable across the Ozarks by the time we get to this afternoon. But now that we're on the backside of this cold front, we are going to have that north breeze in place. It's going to allow some cooler air to usher in behind that frontal boundary, and it's going to be feeling, dare I say, chilly in the Ozarks a couple of times this weekend. Much cooler and dry conditions are expected for the weekend. We've got sunshine. How about the 70s for highs on Saturday? Perfect weather conditions to head outdoors, get your outdoor activities done. If the pools are still open, though, it might be a little bit chilly for swimming. You're going to be cold when you get out, at least, with temperatures in the 70s for highs. And tomorrow night, I have temperatures that fall back into the upper 40s for Sunday morning. It will be a cold start to the day. And we just have some really kind of fall-like weather in the forecast that's going to stick with us as we head through a majority of the weekend. Overnight tonight, we'll fall back to near 50 degrees. Anybody heading out for those Friday night football games, it will be cool. You might want to think about a long sleeve shirt, jacket weather potentially. Mostly clear, temperatures in the low to mid 50s as you wake up on Saturday. Sunny and cooler weather, mid 70s on Saturday afternoon. All the patios are going to be hopping tomorrow. I'm going to tell you that. Temperatures are going to be so nice. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of backyards full. That's nice. We have fantastic weather heading our direction. I do see a warming trend as we head into most of next week. So enjoy the cooler weekend while it's out there. In fact, the long-term outlook, when I look at some of the long-range models, they signal that above average temperatures are going to be in our future through the middle of September. And this will also feature conditions that are drier than normal. The grass is looking kind of crispy in a few spots, and this weather pattern that we're heading into is only going to contribute to the dry conditions on the ground. Around the country, what's making headlines, it's still excessive rainfall that continues today for much of the Gulf Coast. There have been some flash flooding fears there. That's going to continue today, and then they get some drier weather for the weekend. High heat is continuing for the West Coast. In fact, excessive heat warnings, heat advisories, high fire danger out for our friends on the West Coast. And I've told you the last couple of days that the National Hurricane Center is watching a few areas of suspicious activity, I'll call it, in the Atlantic. It does look like the Atlantic and the tropics are going to really start to turn it up a notch, and we may be talking about some tropical systems that we'll have to keep our eye on for the United States as we head into the weekend and the early parts of next week. So stay tuned on that, but you may hear about that in the national news headlines over the weekend. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. And the question that I left you with yesterday, have you heard of this? Where would you find a car's prindle? And the options were A, on the wheels, B, behind the engine, C, under the car, or D, on the dashboard. A prindle, not a Pringle, which you might find in my back seat from my children. But a prindle, the correct answer, is D, on the dashboard. A prindle. What is a prindle, you might ask? It is the name given to the letters on an automatic transmission shifter. So like the PRND, park, reverse, neutral, drive, low. It's those 5 positions on the shifter that are most commonly used. So that is a prindle. Now you know. Apparently, a prindle can also refer to a type of catamaran. But for most of us, if you go into a repair shop and you say, I got a problem with my prindle, you mean the gears, I would call them, that you can shift a car into. So congrats. If D on the dashboard was your guess, what you can win this week, a $50 gift card to Habaneros on South Campbell for a correct guess. So hopefully you picked D because you'll now be entered to win that gift card. Thank you to Habaneros. All right, here's your next chance to win. The question that I'll have for you on Monday morning: what mammal has no vocal cords? Do you think it is A, gorillas, B, giraffes, C, elephants, or D, dolphins? Which one has no vocal cords? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening this morning. And thank you to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine and Rescue Towing. I sure appreciate you listening. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Make some outdoor plans. Let us know what you're doing. Head on over to the Around the Ozarks Facebook page. Let me know what you're up to this weekend on this beautiful September weekend in the Ozarks. I hope you have a great one. We'll chat again on Monday.